That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Lolcow Farms, a series where we talk about Lolcows and Lolcow culture as it is happening. And ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking ROG news coming for you guys here today. Currently, it is 10:06 p.m. as I am recording and editing this video. I am just getting the information as it is coming out right now, so we're going to be going out ahead and covering the entire situation as it is happening. Shout out to Low Tier ROG Daily over on Twitter. Their Twitter page will be in the description below so that you guys can see what's going on as it is happening. But ladies and gentlemen, Dale, aka Low Tier Waffle Stomper, aka Low Tier God, has now appeared in court against his baby mama Rose. Now, for context, Low Tier God has been constantly, posting, throwing strays at Rose, the baby mama, ever since it was leaked that he had a daughter. The daughter that he has constantly refuted and refused to even admit that he has. Well, they decided to butt heads in the court of law. And there are some highlights from this court case here that, like I said, Low Tier ROG Daily over on Twitter has given us the highlights. So shout out to him for giving us the highlights here. So there was a moment within the trial that apparently Low Tier God actually admits he has a daughter and that he apparently might be getting custody of.
Do you have anything else you want to tell me, sir?
Since this timeline of abuse has started, like I said, I've been dealing with a lot of offline stalking. People are taking pictures of my home, and like I said, me personally, I know it's hearsay, but I feel like all of this, because I've been doing social media for about 10 years, and the worst time in my life has been when she started doing 13-hour interviews about me, going into these hate discords. This is a whole hate discord used to basically go at my social media, slander me 24/7. And the fact that she's in here as my child's mother is extremely egregious. So I feel like the best way for me to be protected is I have to have a restraining order. My safety is a risk. People know where I live. She's discussing if I have firearms. She's mentioning my mortgage paperwork. Just things that don't need to be said. If we share a child together, there's no reason for this woman to be trying to figure out ways to dismantle me online and put my safety at risk, considering that in the future, that same child will have to be at that same house.
So obviously that is a bad thing for multiple reasons. So it's been admitted by the baby mama in interviews on the record that Dale never wanted a kid, especially if he even wanted a kid. He didn't want a daughter because he believed that she wouldn't be able to carry on his legacy. Not only that, but I think it's a very bad idea to give custody of the child to Dale, as he has admitted multiple times on stream that if the child was old enough to reach out to him and try to meet him, he would actually threaten them with a firearm. Not only that, but there's another point in the case where Low Tier God was asked by the judge if he was a groomer, which he obviously denies.
Somebody says I will help take on the deadbeat groomer once and for all. And somebody named Rose says, I'm glad to hear that. Are you a groomer?
No, but it's just something that she's basically been spreading online. Okay.
Well, we don't know that she's referring to you.
Now, obviously, this is a baseless lie based off the two major evidence that we have going against Dale. One of which being Elena, which Dale started dating her when she was 17 and he was around his 30s, I believe. And not only that, but him admitting on stream that he has sex with an 18-year-old, but the girl wasn't 18 when they met. She was 14. So obviously, kind of a lie there. Not only that, but apparently within the case, Low Tier God tried to present the judge evidence of Rose, the baby mama, trying to harass him, say all these lies. But apparently his handwriting was so small and shitty that the judge wasn't able to read it, which I found to be hilarious.
Let me take a look at it because what you provided in your request is not very readable.
Okay.
All right.
It's kind of going to be hard to read.
Well, if it's hard to read, then there's not much I can do.
It's kind of small.
Well, then I can't read it. Okay, it looks like you're complaining that she blocked you?
No.
Not only that, but apparently his chicken legs were mentioned in court.
Okay, so she says, I saw Dale at the Poor People's Gym on Thursday, and I can confirm he still has Slim Jim legs. And that's from October 2025.
It's really funny to hear like the judge like reading out these posts. It just seeing the other defeat on his face. Like he is so tired of this. So continuing on with the court case, Lolcow God at one point was called Mr. Wilson, his full government name, which apparently he hasn't changed throughout like the 10 or so years that he wants people to like call him the Lawn Sparrow. He apparently never went through the legal routes of being called the Lawn Sparrow, so his full real government name is still Dale Emmanuel Wilson, and you can tell that he is dying on the inside when he was called that. And not only that, but his infamous Balenciaga t-shirt rant was also mentioned in this case, which if you guys don't know the Balenciaga t-shirt rant, oh my god, it is so fucking hilarious. I'll leave a link to the clip in the description below so that you guys can watch it.
Mr. Wilson he's a streamer and he reacts. He does gaming and then he reacts. So somebody made a comment about his shirt and then he went on a rant for like 30-45 minutes about he kept talking about pull up and catch the fade.
So to wrap up the court case here, apparently Lolcow God gets a 3-year restraining order on Rose, the baby mama, which she is most likely going to appeal. And apparently on June 11th, which is about like what, a week or so from here, they're gonna be butting heads in court once again to see who is going to get custody of the daughter.
You know, I think one thing both of you need to pay attention to is Charlie's 12. As Charlie gets older, and who knows, it could probably is happening now. She'll be able to access your posts and see what it is you're saying about her. Or if she doesn't, her friends will. So I think you've got to keep in mind that everything you put online, it never goes away. And so your child will be able to see that stuff and see what you're saying about each other and what you're encouraging other people to do. So I would think as a parent that would be very concerning and should be enough to make you stop. But I actually don't think it will. I do find, and I looked at a lot of the stuff I couldn't see, but I could see that there was a sufficient, I think what's happening here is that comments are being made that are provocative and they provoke people in the community, some of whom are just random people who are following somebody on social media to engage in actions that are harassment. And I think that's because of what the post says. So I do find that she is harassing the petitioner. So I'm going to issue a restraining order for 3 years. Ma'am, you are not to harass, attack, strike, threaten, assault him, disturb his peace, and that means emotional or mental calm. It can be done online. I'll make a no contact order except to discuss child-related visits. All right, I'm going to order further, ma'am, that you are not to publish any personal information about the petitioner, such as date of birth, address, California driver's license, social security number, or any financial information on any social media platform. All right. And sir, you can record any conversations that violate my order. That would be any conversations not about the child. All right. So you can pick this up downstairs, sir, at the file viewing room on the first floor, and your child support or your custody and visitation will remain handled in child support. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right, let's do number 16. So we're on the record for Samantha Blanco.
Which, by the way, I will say again, on record, Dale has went on to say on record on my streams that he does not like her and actively threaten her with firearms if she ever tried to reach out to him. So that is an interesting. I do want to see where this kind of goes from here. And obviously, the memes from this have been going insane. I'm just happy that he finally admits to the world that he does have a kid. Though I will say that I don't want him to have custody of that child. I'm actually quite scared for the safety. I hope that Rose actually keeps him away from Dale. It also does seem like that the child support, it also seems likely that the child support order will continue to happen and that Dale will still have to pay nearly $9,000. And that is where we're going to leave off today's video. I know it's a little bit of a short one, but I just wanted to make this video out there as fast as possible to keep you guys updated on the breaking raw news. If you guys did enjoy this episode of Lolcow Farmers, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, but only if you enjoyed today's episode. Comment down below if you guys want me to continue the series. And as always, see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.